Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is the Ramble. I'm Alex Bennett. We'll be here until midnight tonight, Eastern Daylight Time, here from the least infected city in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are the least infected city. Women, where is this is a daily thing I get from the governor, our governor, Andrew Cuomo, a man who saved all our lives. Let me see here. Monday, July 20th. That's this coming Monday. New York City will enter Phase 4 of reopening. Phase 4 allows for the reopening of media production, low-risk outdoor entertainment, professional sports competitions without fans. Okay. Let me see here. At this point, additional indoor activity at malls, restaurants, and cultural institutions will not be permitted. But we must continue to be, I'm so proud of what New Yorkers have done, but we must continue to be alert. Now, here's the latest numbers we've got here. The number of total hospitalizations continues to drop. Today, now this, when they say total hospitalizations, these are the amount of people in hospitals right now in New York State, one of the largest states you've ever seen, folks. One of the largest states you've ever seen. Let's see here. How many we got? 765. Now, you got to realize there are 300 hospitals in the state, so that's about a little less than 2.5 people per hospital on an average that are in the hospital with COVID-related situations. Of the 770, then they had 78,239 tests. You know, I thought that was a lot. We did a lot. According to Gavin Newsom, California did 125,000 tests yesterday. Anyway, we did 78,239 tests, of which 776, or 0.99%, were positive. Sadly, it says, so we lost 10 New Yorkers to the virus. So, you know, we continue to lose people to the virus, but says a heat wave is expected in New York this weekend. I urge New Yorkers statewide to take precautions ahead of potentially dangerous heat conditions that are expected to begin Saturday and last through the weekend. New Yorkers should monitor local weather forecasts for the most up-to-date information. That means I'm staying indoors. I ain't going out. You know, when it's hot, when it gets really hot, I have the same attitude I have when it's really cold, okay? Stay indoors. If it's snowing heavily and raining heavily, I stay indoors, right? And if the humidity is incredible and the heat index is terrible, you bet your life, folks, I'm not gonna go outdoors. Let me see here. Well, as long as we're talking about the COVID, we haven't done this. We only do this about once a week now. Let's take a look at the world map. This courtesy of Johns Hopkins University, an esteemed medical organization, so obviously Donald Trump doesn't like it. But anyway, this is the tale of the tape here, folks. Worldwide, total confirmed 14,049,207 today, as of today, have had the coronavirus in the world, of which there were 494 deaths, of which, well, we'll get to this in a second. First, look at this, the map here. Okay, oh, come on, I hate this mouse just is, it's too, this is not what that's not good. Here, come here. Hold on a second. No, that's not what I want. Oh boy, I'm having trouble here with this today. Come on. No, I don't want that. but I want that to go back to that. There we go. Come on. Are you gonna do this for me, or do I have to continue to? Oh boy, here I'll just try this again, and we'll try and bring it up again. Sorry, folks, technical difficulties. I don't care. I'll spend the rest of my life with technical difficulties. It's just one thing after fucking another. Well, come on, where's the map? Oh well. Oh, here it comes, the map. Slowly but surely the map comes up. Look at us, the United States. Look at how dense we are when it comes to coronavirus. Look at, you notice where it cuts off here? Canada. Look at Canada. Nothing. Nothing in Canada. In fact, let me see here. Canada only has 111,559 people. We'll check it out in a second. We'll see how many dead. Let's go to the U.S. here. 3,641,417. We are still the world leader in all this sort of stuff. Deaths in New York, in the United States, are at 139,175. See that up there, right there? Okay. That's that didn't need to be, okay, but it is, and it continues to be because we've got governors who are acting like idiots because they don't want to get Donald Trump mad at them, so they're going along with this orthodoxy that that it's really just a bad cold, is what it is, folks. It's just a bad cold. It doesn't, it's the only thing that it is. And we don't need to wear masks. People can wear masks, but if they keep their distance, they don't need to wear the masks. And oh, by the way, if the person in Atlanta who's the mayor makes it a law that you have to wear a mask, the governor will then turn around and sue her. God, the world we live in. Anyway, back to the map, folks. The weather let's see here. But you look at Europe, it's kind of dense there, and the United States quite dense. China not as dense. Okay, let's look at Brazil. Oh man, Brazil. Oh, it's up there now with us. Let's see here. How many deaths? 77,851. We're at 100 and we're at 100. Where are we again? We're at 139,000. Brazil is really coming up close here with 77,851. You go to India, things are pretty bad in cases, but they're only in third place and they have 25,602 deaths. In Russia, they've got now we think Russia's lying, okay, but Russia, come here, Russia. Bring up Russia. There we go. No, that's global deaths. That's what we want. 12,106 deaths. I don't believe that. 758,001 confirmed cases. I don't believe that either. Next comes Peru. Oh, they got 345,537 with 12,799 deaths. We got South Africa. They're pretty big. Mexico, huh? Listen, they built that. They're now building their side of the wall to keep us out, because we're so infectious. Get it? Chile. Oh, there's Chile right down there, folks. They're 326,439 cases. But we get to these countries that used to be big, like the UK. Okay, they're 45,000 deaths. Iran, 13,000 deaths. Spain, 28,000 deaths. Pakistan, 5,400 deaths. Saudi Arabia, 2,407 deaths. Italy, they had a bad time there for a while. 35,028. See, what happened is they went up and they plateaued, but they didn't come down the other side. What happened with France? Did they come down the other side? No, they're still kind of going up a little bit. Germany, plateauing kind of. Bangladesh, they're in bad shape. Colombia, Argentina, look at that. See, you see right here when you see them, he's going up, 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 up. Canada, here we go. Canada. Now you look at Canada. This is pretty nice, actually, if you think about it, because if you look at the map, you see, it's just like you could draw a line across the border, and then on the other side, there's not a hell of a lot. So. Anyway, those are some of the Qatar. Oh, gee, let's see. Qatar can't have many. It only had 153 deaths. Netherlands, 12,295 deaths. And China, only 4,644 deaths. So we go on and on and on. What's the bottom country? The Central African Republic, 53 deaths. 4,389 confirmed. Djibouti? No, did you? 56 deaths. Luxembourg. Come on, 111 deaths in Luxembourg. Hell, I don't know. Have you ever been to Luxembourg? You know, it basically, you go through a stoplight and you've left the country. Anyway, but so we have all these, all this is going on like crazy, folks. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty. We are not doing very well today. They say that Florida may be worse than some of the. They say it's worse than what do you call it? Wuhan was, okay, in the actual numbers. Just terrible. Just terrible. And we don't do anything about it. You know, we're just sitting around twiddling our thumbs, kind of hoping that this will all go away and it will disappear and we won't have to put up with it anymore. It's not until you people start wearing the masks. Now, let me tell you something about wearing the mask. Okay. So yesterday, our governor, in his daily briefing, oh, there we go. Lex Luthor. Okay, wait a minute. Put the hat back on here. Yesterday, our governor, turned out, I think, 8 different spots for coronavirus. The spots to be played all over the United States. He went and got Catherine Bigelow, Academy Award-winning director, to put some people together to make these things, and I had one that was with Morgan Freeman. And I decided, hey, I'll play it. You know, it's a public service announcement. I'm sure it's not in copyright, so I'll play it and you put it on my program. So I download it and I play it last night, and guess what? They told me that I had broken copyright and that I couldn't monetize that show because I was using some music by Hans Zimmer called Splendor, I think it's called. What I hadn't stopped to think was there was some music in the background of this thing, and I figured, well, you know, come on, you know, I didn't even think about the music, and I thought about the spot and that it's produced by New York, who has all the rights to it, but certainly they're not going to stop me from playing it. They want as many people as possible to see this. It said, it was the end of the spot says "Mask Up, America." So I get this thing and it says, you know, you violated somebody's copyright and they can get the money from the show for that episode. And while I don't mind if they do, I do mind that I tried to do something nice and now I'm going to have to be penalized for it. So they said, you can do a couple of things. You can dispute it, which I was starting to do, and then it said, well, if you dispute this thing, but it's a false disputing, we could drop you from YouTube, okay, which I don't want to see happen. And then I figured if I complain about it and then I do it again tonight, they'll give me another thing again, because it's a machine that does it. It's a thing at YouTube that says, oh, that's copyrighted music, you can't play that. So that would happen again. So then I would have to write another note, and then another note, and then another note, and then so I just decided to hell with it, and what I told them to do, what I said was what I wanted to see happen was for them to just, just cut it out. So if you watch last night's show, on YouTube, you will see the very end of the spot at the very beginning of the show, which says "Mask Up America," so I'm happy for that. And then I discuss it. I say, let me show this to you again, and then all of a sudden nothing goes on but a sign that says "Mask Up America," and we're back again. So what they did is they cut out the music and the thing that had the music in it. I could have told them to put different music on there, but I decided not to because that wouldn't work, because I wanted Morgan Freeman's voice. So, here I was trying to do something nice, okay? And fucking YouTube, the slime bags that they are, the inhuman people there, they're inhuman because they've got a machine deciding whether I broke the rules or not. And they make my life miserable. So you're not going to see that spot again. I'm sorry. I really wanted the world to see. There are 8 of them. I would have wound up playing all 8 of them on this show at one time or another, because I think it's a great campaign, Mask Up America. And what it basically says is, I don't know you. I've never met you. Even if we had met, we might not really even care about each other. But the one thing I do know is that when I wear a mask, I'm protecting you. And when you wear a mask, you're protecting me. And then it says "Mask Up America." And it's a beautiful spot. And I just was trying to do something nice, okay? Forget it. Nothing nice to do. At YouTube, the inhumane machines that they are, okay? I get all kinds of things, like they sometimes don't monetize me because they find a 4-letter word used too many times in the show, and I'm so tired of that. I'm thinking of just not monetizing the show at all. I'm not going to see any real money out of it. I'm about to hit $100 or something, but I'm not going to monetize it much, and it puts me through too much source, okay? So I don't know. I'm drinking tea tonight. Decided that's better for me than coffee. That doesn't mean I don't drink coffee during the day. Anyway, Anyway, anything else? Oh yeah, and then today I had a problem with my Canadian server. They for some reason, I don't know, all of a sudden I can't send my stuff up to the Canadian server, and it had something to do with, I went over the amount of stuff that I could have on the server, which is fine. I know there's a limit, but I didn't hit that limit. Somehow I found files that were made, like zip files and so on, that were made that were huge, and I stopped them, so now that it'll work. But I'm getting rid of that Canadian server as well, slowly but surely. So So if you had any problems today on any level, it's just, forget it. It's miserable. Sometimes I wonder if it's all worth doing this, just because half my day is taken up with putting out fires. I was online to the server up in Canada today, trying to get this problem solved. And, that took several hours out of my life, which I could better, spend masturbating or doing something. Although with the operation and everything, masturbation isn't as big a priority any longer. But it's given me back my dignity, But it's taken away a hobby. Anyway, I think maybe it's time for us to go to the callers. If you want to call, you're out there. Just go. Let's see here. Go to gabnet.net, and you can find out how in one click you can come on and join our citizen panel. You just click it. It takes you to Zoom, and Zoom takes you to our room, and we are, we're doing our thing, okay? Just go there, or right down here, right down the bottom along here. It says, during the program, you can Zoom us at, and there's an address there. There's a link. You just click on that where you're looking at us on YouTube, okay? Just link on that, and you'll be able to do it. Anyway, let me see here. Phil is here. Hold on a second. There's Phil. There he is. Hello, Phil. How are you?
I'm fine tonight, Alex.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine. I've been kind of a little wheezy today. I don't know why. There's something wrong in the air.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you been using your filter?
Yeah, it's not working. It's not
No.
working. No. Hello, Jeff. Jeff joined us, and we should be seeing Josh any moment now. There's Josh, and Charlie Wallace will be joining us any second now, because I just approved him, just admitted him. I keep the waiting room going because we find that if I don't, sometimes we have a problem with a little thing we call Zoom people. Oh, there we go. Is that a green screen you've gotten back here? Or are you just doing the thing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you. Yeah.
I'm just doing the thing.
Yeah. You know, I don't like, the one thing about Zoom is I don't like those backgrounds, and I'll tell you why. Because you kind of like, it doesn't exactly work. You know, it doesn't just cut you out and put you in there. It's like some shadows and things, and there's some gazorchness, and it's not perfect. You see? Like,
It's not perfect.
yeah, it's not perfect at all. So if it was, it'd be fun to have everybody doing their little bit, you know. But it would work if you had a green screen. Okay, you know.
It's amazing that it does it without.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. But it's a hinky way of doing it, and I don't think they've got it down perfectly at all. You know. Well, let's see here. Brian Neary is coming on. Going to join us any second now, and he. Oh, okay. Where's the kid today?
No, Adrian.
She's downstairs. I had to sneak up here. She'll follow me, and she says, "I want to be on the show."
Hey, listen, it's fine. It's fine with us. She has a very mature attitude about life.
Yeah, you were just talking about your masturbation gaps now because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I said, you know something, if I said masturbation, she wouldn't even know what I was talking about.
Yeah, then she'd be asking me.
Well, let's see. What
The joys of
I said that was my hobby too.
It has something to do with fishing, Brian. You know, you're master dating.
Yeah.
Fish sticks. What's your shirt, Charlie?
That's how I roll.
Oh, the science. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, good.
You know,
yeah, I like your sarcasm one last night too.
I decided that I want to make a T-shirt up, and I don't know if I have the guts to wear it in my neighborhood, but it would read, "If you believe Black Lives Matter, mask up."
Don't wear that. No.
You might end up getting the same response that that 24-year-old got that was killed for saying all lives matter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, all lives do matter, but you don't say it because it's impinging.
killed.
It's impinging on a copyright. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, but all I'm saying is that, you know, if you believe that Black Lives Matter and you're black, wear a mask. You know, that's it, plain and simple. Am I right, Am I right, Charlie? Would I be wrong in saying that?
No, no problem at all.
And by the way, if you believe Black Lives Matter, quit shooting each other too. That might be nice, you know. In your
They don't like to hear
neighborhoods.
that either.
Yeah.
They'll shoot you over that.
Well, I just think that, you know, yes, Black lives do matter. And let's forget about all lives matter for a second, because that's easy to say, you know.
You don't think that this is a group that's been hijacked by Marxists and people with an agenda? And why do the
No,
money donations go to
no.
the Democrat Party?
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Fox News.
Oh,
Well,
God,
they
Phil.
tell the truth.
Oh, God.
They're not sitting there lying all day like MSNBC.
I don't know, but go ahead, be a racist. I don't care. You know.
You know, there's
I think it's the truth.
there's a passage in the Bible about that where Jesus has 100 sheep and one sheep wanders off, and he leaves the 99 sheep and goes off to find the one sheep, and the other sheep say, "Wait, what about us?" don't we matter? And Jesus says, well, you're not the one who's in trouble.
Ah, very good. Very
That's
good.
very good. Yeah.
Very good. Did Jesus really say that?
That's what it says in the Bible.
Does it say that in the Bible?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had. I didn't know they had such kind of pithy parables like that. If they did, I would have read the New Testament.
Aesop's Fable Bible.
What?
Aesop's Fables Bible. You know, it's Aesop's Fables.
When you have to explain them, Phil, they're not worth telling.
Well, maybe you aren't that well read. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course, I believe the Bible is all fables anyway. But I'm just saying, if you're a Christian, then you should be able to understand why we say Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and it's a sentiment that definitely is worth stating. Okay, and I feel that at one point I was saying, yeah, but all lives matter, and then I thought, why should I misappropriate somebody else's thing? You know, that's kind of misappropriating Black Lives Matter. Come up with our own thing. You know, I mean, I think all lives matter, and that's why I think we're being killed by our government. You know.
Another way to see it is if your wife's mother dies and she's crying, you can't go up and say to her, well, everybody's mothers die.
Yeah.
That's the truth, but your wife's going to be pretty pissed off at you if you handle her mother's death that way.
Sorry to hear about your mother's death, but we're all going to die someday. That's the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, and you didn't like her anyway?
Well, that was a joke. That was Tony. I said that to Tony when he told me that his grandmother was his grandmother or his aunt.
I think.
died.
The aunt, I think, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, well, I never liked her anyway, and as a joke. And he started crying.
Yeah.
And this was on Sirius XM. And the one thing you don't want to do, you can do whatever you want to do to somebody, but you don't want to get them crying, because then you lose everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I was younger, my grandfather, when I'd go out with a girl, he'd say, "Oh, I really like her." And then I'd see him the next time, and I'd say, "Oh yeah, we broke up." And he'd say, "Oh yeah, I didn't like her anyways."
Well, my friend Penn Gillette, whenever somebody would say I broke up with my girlfriend, would say, "Well, I didn't like her anyway." And I'd say, "Why do you say that?" Because I said it to him once, and he said, "I didn't like her anyway." I said, "You never knew her. Why did you say that?" He said, "I just say that anytime somebody says that, because they don't want to hear, 'Hey, she was wonderful.' Why? How could you lose something so wonderful?" You know.
Hey, what a piece of ass.
Yeah,
How
what
could
a
you let
piece
that
of
go?
ass. How could you lose that? You know, what are you, an idiot? No, I never liked her anyway. And that's why when Tony did that, I said I never liked her anyway. I don't
guess
know
he
why he
never
cried.
did.
I never knew her, so how could I not like her anyway? You know.
The thought of it. Yeah. Not from you.
Yeah. Man, it's getting humid out here. It's getting humid.
It's humid out here too.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
93 here today.
really. How bad's your state doing? Still doing okay?
I think there was an uptick. I know that, for example, the Yankees open on next Thursday, I think it is, at Nationals Park in D.C.
Mhm.
And now there's question as to whether or not they're going to allow the game to be played there.
Hmm.
Because supposedly if you're flying in, you have to be quarantined for 2 weeks. So now they're talking about maybe playing in an alternate location. The Nats may not be able to play their home games in D.C.
Well, then don't fly. Take the bus.
Well, that's the thing. You know, it's interesting. You're right. They could do that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a
Just
question, because
4-hour drive.
you're a big baseball fan. It seems to me you could play the entire baseball season without a crowd. Okay.
And that's what they're doing.
Wait a minute. And you know, sitting at home, you could probably root for your team and say, "Oh, go, go, go," and so on and so forth. Although now, also here in, I think it's at the Yankee Stadium, you can actually buy a cutout of yourself to put in the stands.
San Francisco, you can.
You
Yeah.
ca-
I think
can-
that's at City Field, actually. I think that's the Mets.
It's the Mets are doing that.
Yeah.
And San Francisco, the Giants are doing this.
Yeah.
So they're putting people like Joe Montana out there. The season ticket holders get to pick. And they can do themselves, or they're doing celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
But anyway, so they're doing that, and that's kind of fun. But you know, I mean, they're playing a game. You can watch it on TV. They get TV revenue for it, so that's cool. You know,
They're piping in
It gets
sound
sports.
now. I watched the Yankee intra-squad game tonight. They're piping in. Tonight's the first night they turned on piping in crowd sounds.
oh, really? So it's
Yeah.
it's like a bad TV show now. It's
Yeah,
like,
so
yeah,
it's like the old '50s sitcoms,
Yeah,
right? They're
yeah.
putting in a track,
somebody walks in the door and goes, "Hi, dear, I'm home," and then you hear, "Ha ha ha ha."
but
They
they're doing it
strike
all.
out.
They're doing it all across baseball,
Yeah.
and they're using the audio from MLB The Show. They're
Yeah,
using the crowd noise from MLB The Show. But
Good game.
Buck Showalter, who has been a commentator with the Yankees, used to manage them, and then he managed the Orioles, and he's managed a bunch. Said you got to be careful with that because who's controlling the volume level? And they're wondering he was wondering whether or not it could be used against the away team,
Mhm.
make it difficult for them to communicate. It's an interesting point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Gotta
what
have
the crowd's
We'll
for.
throw the bum out.
I think the one thing that's gonna be interesting is this bubble that they do in the NBA, because when you play basketball, those guys swear a lot, and that's with the big crowd, and you could still hear them a little bit. Now when you have no crowd,
You
They'll
could,
these
pipe
people
in
playing
sound.
basketball,
They have to pipe in sound there. Otherwise, you're right. You'd be bleeping everything on a 7-second delay.
yeah, and a lot of vulgarities.
well, the thing is that they can pretty well tamp down the sound from the players because you
then
don't
there'd
hear
be
them
nothing.
much anyway.
Oh,
You
but
know.
you would. You could hear them on the baseball diamond.
Well,
Yeah,
hey, America should get used to hearing the word "fuck" on their TV shows.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors.
How do you feel about that, Brian, with your daughter? You want to watch a sports game and hear all that profanity?
no, and I played a lot of basketball, and man, there's a lot of people that say a lot of bad things too. That's
I was able to spend a number of seasons taking photographs of the Golden State Warriors from the
See,
wood.
now the story
And-
he's telling you is not because he wants to tell you a story about the Golden State Warriors,
You, Alex.
but the fact that
And-
he took pictures for
Yeah,
the
and
Golden
I
State
didn't-
Warriors.
I
It was
didn't-
his way of getting that in there. Otherwise, the story doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, but I didn't hear any vulgarity coming from those guys. None whatsoever.
That's weird. What were they?
And-
Sissies?
Yeah, they were sissies. But I
F.
mean,
Curry
I,
says,
you know, right down there, many games, several seasons,
That's weird.
and not one peep that was vulgar.
Where did I hear?
they're having
on broadcast
having a
television.
lot of problems. They have this bubble, and they have these hotels where these NBA players are playing,
Mhm.
and they keep bringing in girls, and they have a snitch hotline that these guys are calling and snitching on some of the other players. And then they're also trying to get their weed. They're trying to make sure they have enough weed for a
Washington
while.
Redskins just had 15 females complain out for sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, I don't know who they harassed. Who said they harassed with. But
Well, one of them was the
Wasn't the
their
owner.
longtime broadcaster who just
Oh
resigned.
yeah.
Wow.
But it wasn't the owner or some other guy.
Their radio There's no television. There's no regional television in the NFL. So it was their local radio guy who's been around since like 2005.
Yeah.
He resigned suddenly yesterday or the day before.
Did they say what the types of harassment was? Or?
Yeah, you could read about it. It's just saying stuff to women like, hey, just making comments to women. Yeah.
But
I don't remember
guess
the exact comments, but some of them are written down in the articles.
Yeah.
Anything like nice tits?
Nothing that overt, but like, hey, how about you and me? Or are you attracted to me? Or, just
Grab
making
the pussy.
comments about women.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it was pervasive.
Not
but-
appropriate in the workplace.
And then someone told these women, look, if you don't like it, there's 1,000 other women
That's
that
right.
Yeah.
take your
That's-
job. Yeah.
And they didn't grab the pussy.
Well, they
They
wanted.
didn't go that far, but somebody else did.
It's okay.
they
You can be
wanted to
president
grab
and
the
do that.
pussy.
Exactly.
You can't do anything else in this world and do that, but you can be president.
He didn't grab the pussy. He says you could grab the pussy.
He said I grabbed him by the pussy.
Nah, He
Guess
says,
what
I
he
could
said.
grab them by the pussy.
No.
Could grab them.
I
Phil,
remember the word
Phil,
could
what are you
being
doing?
used.
What are you doing? Saying that the way you're saying it is better than the other way?
No, he was just talking about what was going on.
He was talking about
in
the
the-
fact that it being a privileged
Celebrity.
person, you could grab them by the pussy and they wouldn't
Well,
complain.
he
That was
was
the
right.
essence
Look at-
of what he was saying.
Look at he was talking about people like Weinstein and you
No,
know
he
the-
wasn't
talking
talking
about
He
himself,
wasn't
huh?
talking about
No,
people
I don't
like
think he was
Weinstein. He was
talking
talking
about
about he was talking about himself, Phil.
This is
Do
before
I have to
Weinstein.
go back and find that audio?
Weinstein had been around for a long time. This was
You
in
should play the audio, Alex.
Yeah, you should. But the thing is, I believe that what I heard was he said you could grab them by the pussy. And what
If
he
it
was
makes you
talking
feel
about
better,
was what was pervasive in the entertainment industry, and that's what he was talking.
that's not how I took it. He
Well,
was
of course that's
bragging.
not how you took it.
He was bragging because he's
bragging.
famous and he can get away with whatever he wants to do.
That's right.
Could
Because
grab
I'm
them by the
famous, I just grab him and kiss him.
Yeah, he said,
Yeah, he
kiss him,
did
grab
say
him by
he
the
liked to
pussy.
grab him and kiss him. but that
Okay,
was
all right.
grabbing by the pussy.
All right, Phil. Hold on a second.
I hope you find the audio.
Hold on.
Here we go.
Hold on. Here we
See that,
here we go.
Chris
Wait a minute.
Paul's interview?
Let me see
Is
here.
this
Who
the
is Jeff
MSNBC
Elson?
version?
Hello. Who is Jeff
The words
Elson?
of Donald J.
Hold on. Jeff? Are you there, Jeff?
Two Jeffs.
Because if I don't hear from
But I'm on.
Jeff Elson, are you there, Jeff? Okay, well then you're not going to be here any
I'm
longer.
trying to figure it out.
Huh? What?
I'm the only Chuck.
No, if they don't do it within a certain amount of time, I'm not going to waste my time. I got to shut.
Disqualified.
Anyway, be quiet because this is coming out over the same
Right.
audio as you are. Hold on a second. Where am I? Unmute site. Okay.
Disqualified.
Anyway, be quiet because this is coming out over the same
Right.
audio. Wait, where's that coming from?
Who?
That may be you.
Oh,
You have a browser open?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Where am I? Wait a minute. It's coming from somewhere. Let me see here. Is it? Oh, it's there. Here it is. Here. Oh, I see. I got to stop me. Okay, hold on a second. Pause. Okay, now I think. Are we okay? All right. We're okay now. Now here I go. I had to unmute YouTube. Here we go.
She used to be great. She's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and her. She was married.
It's huge news there.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's your girl's hottie. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored.
Whoa!
Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out. You're like,
sets this up.
That is
will
very
you give me the
funny.
thumbs
Look
up?
at you. You are a
Thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up.
Can't be too happy. Else off first? Yeah, let me.
It's very
You
funny.
gotta give me the thumbs up.
All right, you and I will walk down.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the. You can do anything.
Okay.
There
Phil.
you go.
Phil.
He said, "When you're a star, you can do anything. You can grab them by
He
the pussy."
was referring
He
to
grabbed them
himself
by
as the
pussy.
star.
Huh?
Phil, you're parsing words here. The fact
No, I
is,
know.
his
You
intent-
forgot his words from the Howard Stern show where he says that the Miss Junior teen pageant where he goes backstage and looks at them half naked because he owns the pageant. You forgot that.
They're changing.
Well, you know,
Come on, that would be reprehensible, Phil. If it were anybody else but Donald Trump, you would. If that were any Democratic candidate.
But he didn't say that he grabbed them by the pussy. He says, "If you."
Okay,
He
so
All right. Okay.
He said,
you sent me that thing about sycophant. You are a sycophant.
Thank you.
That means you're an ass kisser.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I mean, he basically what he was saying. It was still disgusting what he said.
It was anywhere
But it's
else he'd be
not-
fired. Any other job, media job, whatever, he'd be
If
gone
if
from that
those
job.
if that tape had come out while he was on The Apprentice, they would have fired him from The
Right.
Apprentice.
Absolutely.
They had it, and it was the same NBC, right? So they had it for the
No, it
Apprentice,
was
but they
Access Hollywood.
exposed it.
Access
That was
Hollywood
Access
was
Hollywood.
run on NBC stations, but it was owned by its own private company.
Well,
Can't
he didn't
imagine
say
Obama
that
saying that.
he-
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine. I mean, look at some of the people who get in trouble today for what they say.
Right.
What they're saying is minor compared to this stuff.
But this was, many years ago.
2014?
No, it was 2003, I thought.
I don't remember. No, it wouldn't have been that long ago.
Yeah.
Phil, when are you going to realize that Trump is a sleaze bag?
Most New Yorkers are.
Oh, Jesus,
So you admit that's good.
Well, that's the way
Is
they
that,
talk.
is that your defense that most New Yorkers are? So
Because
a
there is
man,
no
so a
defense.
man who becomes president of the United States isn't
because there is
expected
none, no
to live up to
Proves.
a certain level.
Yeah, well, at least he's honest about who he is, and he's not some elitist that's trying to.
I wish he would lie to us about who he was and not.
I know you.
And not have a president that Brian can't let his little daughter listen to.
Well, no, it's the show he can't let his daughter listen to.
Well, he
boy.
really fucked up in that Chris Wallace interview. Have you seen that? He blows up. It's hilarious.
What's this?
He did a Chris Wallace interview for Fox for Sunday, but you
Mhm.
can see it. It's online now, and he blows up at Chris Wallace because Chris Wallace challenges him, and he goes, well, Biden didn't say he supports defunding the police, and fucking Trump just goes blown up. Give me the paperwork. I'll show you. Blah 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 blah.
He couldn't find it.
He couldn't find it. There was nothing in there. He was lying.
100 pages.
He was lying.
No, he did say defund in another thing. I think he just mixed the two up.
Biden does not support defunding.
No, he never
police.
has. That's
No,
one of
he-
the things I don't like about Biden.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? That he doesn't want to defund the police?
Yeah, that he wants to actually give more money to the police and have just almost as militaristic a police force as Trump wants.
I
No,
don't
he
think
didn't
so.
want
I
it
think
militaristic. He said that he wanted them to use the money in other places. They wanted to Biden said redirect the money. That's what he said. So defunding or redirecting, it's the same.
No, it's
thing.
not the
How
same
about if
thing.
that redirection was about retraining,
yeah.
It's that would mean that you're
Re-interviewing.
still funding the
re-interviewing,
police.
right?
Phil.
No, yeah,
Getting
but
the police out of doing, the work that mental health people should be doing.
well, we'll
Right.
see how good it is because in Berkeley, they just said that the police are no longer allowed to pull people over. They're going to use citizens to make traffic stops and also do these
Well-
home, when there's the domestic dispute.
No, they're going to have to
use-
form a private. I mean, they're going to have to form a public traffic, organization that's devoted just to.
I
controlling
understand.
traffic.
I understand, John, but
ridiculous.
that's what their town council, that's what the city council voted on 2 days ago.
Well, that's
And-
not a good idea.
That's ridiculous.
That's Berkeley.
No, well, that's Berkeley. I
Right,
think
they
it's,
all ride bicycles anyway.
no.
Yeah.
Well,
Electric unicycles.
let's see here. Is there anything else that we can get Phil to excuse of bad behavior on the part of Trump? What do you think about
Got one brown shirt police
what Jeff?
Oh yeah.
My question is, does anyone think that Mary Trump is an interesting lady?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little upset about Mary Trump. Okay, now she may be right, she may be wrong. She's got her axe to grind. Okay, and all the people like MSNBC who hate Trump are all over her like flies on shit. All right, I think that we have to kind of put a little asterisk there. Like, yes, she's telling her side of the story, but remember, she didn't get a lot of money from grandpa, and she's got this against this and this against that. And, when she's being interviewed by Rachel Maddow's licking her pussy, and not asking the hard questions. And I think they need to be asked, because I still think that a book like this is, to begin with, she's not going to get published unless she makes the publisher happy that what she's going to put in the book are going to be some interesting revelations.
Right.
I got the same kind of thing out of her. I saw her on Chris Como tonight. I saw bits and pieces of it. I recorded. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I got the same impression from what I saw.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's.
Well, Chris was asking her some little bit rougher questions. I think he was putting it to her a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's going to go on Fox too.
He is, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She's willing to.
She'll get it there.
Yeah.
I think Cuomo's good because he does say, well, skeptics are going to say this, this, and this, and they haven't answered those questions.
And he did do that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I saw Maddow's interview with her, and it was softball. It was just softball all the way around. And I like anybody that's going to slam Trump. Okay, I'm a big Trump slam Trump fan, but I think if you're going to slam him fairly.
It's got to be provable. It's got to be, it can't be just thrown out there. You got to have something concrete behind it. Otherwise, it's just going to be politicized more, and it's not going to solve anything. Where's the proof to any of what she's saying?
Well, it's everything that it's everything that she wanted to, that people wanted to hear.
Right, and that's no good.
And I don't know. I
haven't paid any attention.
The two small parts that I heard sounded like stuff you hear around the Thanksgiving table. Bullshit.
I mean, I'll believe what's his name's book, the one that came out.
Bolton.
Huh?
Bolton.
I believe his book a little more than I believe hers. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he is a tried and true conservative, and very much a right winger, and he doesn't like Trump. So at least it's coming from that side. Who they say is really hurting Trump is the Lincoln Project.
Yeah,
they're really doing him some damage, because these ads are really good and really
they're
popular.
Conservatives,
and they just got a $34 million grant.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, to continue with it.
They're doing God's work.
They're doing God's work. They said, look, we're conservatives, but we don't want to see this guy be president again for another 4 years, because he's not a conservative, and
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Could you imagine? We saw almost 4 years of Trump. Could you imagine a lame duck Trump, and what he'll be like, not having to worry about a reelection?
Well, I would love to be a fly on the wall of the Conway family.
Yeah,
because he's part of the Lincoln Project, and he and Kellyanne must get into some very interesting discussions. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't.
I got a feeling Kellyanne's anonymous. I got a feeling she's faking the whole thing, and when it's all over, she's going to come out and say, "Hey, I knew he was a psycho, but I wanted to stay inside and let everybody know what was going on." That's speculation.
There was another power couple
you're
during
talking,
Clinton administration.
Mary Matlin and the guy from Louisiana.
Yeah, exactly.
James Carville.
Carville and Mary Matlin. Yeah,
Mary
That guy's funny.
I don't hear much from her anymore. I hear once in a while from Carville, but
I see her around every now and then. But people ask them, how can you two get along? And they say, what we have is love and a relationship and a marriage, and what goes on with our political feelings is entirely different. It's a whole different story.
So maybe the Conways have that similar kind of.
Could be, but I mean, The way
don't know.
the way that Kellyanne's husband is going after Trump right now is amazing.
Trump must be pissed.
Was Carville any less ruthless?
No.
No.
But Trump is,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
Trump is the loyalty guy, and you have someone against that loyalty, and he's going to drill you.
Well, his Kellyanne Conway is loyal. You know, no matter what.
But that would still irritate him.
Well, you don't know. I mean, John's attitude about maybe she's just playing the mole. That could be. That could be.
I mean, do you think if Trump goes another 4, isn't he going to start pushing his daughter and everybody else on us for the next 4?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll start
More
arresting
than he
his
has
political enemies.
And
I
I
heard
think she's going to work for Goya Foods anyway.
I heard someone say, "Can you imagine if she got elected president? We'd have a phone sex operator voice for the next 4 years."
Here, I'm going to take my temperature. I want to make sure I'm okay.
Are you using the rectal? Oh, come on. Where's Ray's? Put Ray's and put the one on your forehead. Yeah, all 3. We need a tiebreaker.
Yeah, don't open the package. If you do, it kind of ruins the whole.
98.4. Let me see here. Let me take it again and plug it down. This one always goes down if I do it a second time. I hear for drinking hot coffee.
Hey, some women will go down if you do it a second time as well.
Yeah, 98.2. See, it went down. So I'm okay, right, Brian?
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing is,
What about the forehead? You didn't do the forehead one tonight?
The forehead thing is always it's never. Look at that, 96.5.
Oh, you're fine. Average it out. Moving average.
Well, which one? No, but which one do you believe? The thermometer you put in your mouth, or this one?
I would think that the thermometer in your mouth is more accurate. It's inside, where your skin temperature is a little cooler, and they probably figured that in when they test the skin. It's not going to be as warm. They probably know what that difference is.
Yeah.
Your skin temperature is not going to be 98.6 or somewhere. It's going to be a little less.
Yeah. Though I do point it at the at my computer here. Wait a minute. And look, it's red.
It has COVID.
Yeah, I have COVID. 105.9. Yeah. You know what's good about that? That thing will actually, you can actually set it to do either skin temperature or surface temperature. So I can actually tell how hot the computer is getting or how warm it is in the room, or I can point it at something and, see how the heat is on it.
I was checking. I had a guy here the first year I moved in, and I was complaining about the builder here complaining about the temperature in one of my rooms in the bedrooms, and he was pointing a gun at the vent, and he was testing the how cool the air was coming out of the vent, and he said, "You're fine." But they use it to test that. They use the same thermometers to test the air coming out of the vents.
Yeah.
98.1, Phil?
Yeah.
That's probably a laser, though.
Oh, different from that, really?
Yeah.
Is it more accurate, or you can't use it on humans?
Yeah, they use them like on motors and stuff, engines.
I have one that you can point at the floor, like at a concrete floor, to figure out what the temperature is, so you know whether the glue is going to be able to set up properly.
Yeah, you get them at Harbor Freight and stuff.
But I hear that the ones that are really accurate, the ones you go in your ear, are supposed to be the most accurate.
It's got to be the ones going up your ass is the most accurate.
Let me put it this way. If it's over 103, you've got COVID, okay?
Oh, you're right. It's bad news, Charlie.
You got a fever.
What I hate about that thing, though, about the two thermometers and the sensor thing, is that they change color depending upon what your temperature is. So when it goes yellow, it's like 99 and above. And then when it goes red, it's 101.5 and above. And you don't want to... Huh?
In the morning when I go in for my radiation, I use this in the morning because I want to make sure they're not going to turn me away after I drove 25 minutes. And then I ask them what my temperature is, and it's actually been the same as this. So they use the one that they hold to your forehead, and it's been consistent with this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But anyway, so where is Josh? You haven't said anything tonight, Josh.
Jeff is giving us the finger.
Yeah,
No.
this is the way I do it.
Isn't that oxygen? Is that oxygen or is that temperature?
Just temperature.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, Josh.
It's quick too.
Josh.
done.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
Poor woman wants to stay on the bench so bad.
She's a trooper. She's doing it for the rest of us. But we can argue if something happens to her and we need to get we have a vacancy on the Supreme Court. We'll say, remember what happened when Obama wanted to do it in his last year of his presidency?
That was the Biden
Doesn't
rule.
matter. McConnell doesn't care. He's a hypocrite. He doesn't give a fuck.
They called it the Biden rule because it was something Biden said like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No, but
Well,
it wasn't a
I think
rule. It wasn't a rule. It wasn't a rule. And the Republicans said, well, that's the way it should be. That should be the rule. Blah, 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 blah. Well, if that's the way the rule should be, then he doesn't get to pick a Supreme Court justice right now.
He'll do it anyway.
But it was Obama's last term.
They'll ram it through anyway.
No, it was Obama's last term, but Trump has 4 more years ahead of him.
No, he doesn't. No, dream on, dream on. The latest national survey has Biden 15 points ahead of Trump.
Doesn't matter. It's a long time away.
What do you mean a long time away? It's 4 months, Phil. That's a
How
very
many more
short
people
time
will die
away.
between now and then?
Hope everybody
We're
dies.
going to find out how untruthful or how inaccurate the COVID death rate
wanna
was.
hear that,
Do you
'cause
see
that can't
this?
go out of my
Do you
fucking-
see this, Phil? Do you
Taking any
see
bets on
this?
that, Phil?
You know what
The
this is,
surfing.
Phil? You know what this is, Phil? That's one of those.
All right. In Florida, they had a 21-year-old that was in a motorcycle accident yesterday. He died. And when it turns out that he also was positive for COVID. So they listed that death as a COVID death. Now,
Prove it.
You know what I'm going to do, Phil?
How do you know?
I will give you that one. Okay, that it isn't a COVID death. What about the other 139,175?
okay. So then there was one guy that
We're going to take them one at a time.
There we go. All night.
and he got hit by a bus, but he was positive for COVID.
Yeah, there's two.
Another guy.
Got hit by a truck.
If it happened with 1,000 of them,
Yeah.
if it happened with 1,000, even 5,000 of them,
Yeah.
They showed the deer dead on the side of the road.
I'll
and
give
they
you
had a sign.
I'll give you 5,000, and it's still 130,000.
Well,
Okay.
then the other 40,000 are the ones at the 3 or 4 states that sent those patients back.
Yeah, well, what's
and-
happening now is we're sending. Here's what's happening. We're going to be sending all of the state's information, not to the CDC, but essentially a clearinghouse run by the White House. And what's going to happen is they're going to lie to the American public like the Chinese lied to us.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because
it's
the
just fair
same.
turnabout.
It's the same.
Anything.
I don't think anything. The numbers are going to
He
go.
doesn't care if people dying. He just doesn't want us knowing about it.
That's
That's
exactly.
exactly it. Just push it under the rug. Nobody will know.
Well, his whole modus operandi is, what can I do that's going to help me get elected? How can I keep from being thrown out of office? And rather than saying, what can I do to help the American public? That's the most important thing I should be doing right now. And if I do what's right, maybe they'll think it's okay. But I'm not doing what's right. He's doing whatever he's doing to be sure that he can be reelected. And that's his only motivation in any of this. And that's pretty shabby. That's pretty shabby.
I was going to ask you, let's say that after November 3rd he loses. Do you think you'll ever hear like the real truth of like, all Trump really had to do was unite the country, right? Instead of dividing all the states. Do you think anybody will ever admit to what really, like this was a bad campaign strategy by him? Yeah. It's
Well,
like
I think that this is a bad thing for a lot of Republicans out there, because they've sided with Trump because they're afraid not to, because he's a bully, and they, as a Republican, feel that somehow there's some magic there that they've got to attach themselves to. And some of them are starting to say, well, I think I'll run my own campaign here. I think I will be critical from time to time. But it's really pretty sad what the Republican Party has become. And I know there are a lot of Republicans like Crystal, who, what's his first name?
William or Billy?
No, not Bill.
Crystal Gale.
William Crystal.
William
I think.
Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah,
Billy
a
Crystal.
publisher of
Funded?
a right-wing paper.
William
Yeah.
Crystal.
Anyway, he said, look, he says, I can't vote for Trump. He said, to begin with, he doesn't live up to my conservative values. And I'm going to have to vote for Biden. He says, I don't want to. He said, but I have to because I can't vote for Trump. And there are quite a few Republicans starting to say that, including the 5 or 6 Republicans who are running the Roosevelt project, the Lincoln Project.
Lincoln.
They don't seem to be able to contend with him either. So he's starting to have some people bail out on him, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway.
But I think what Trump proves is that there's probably 1/3 of the people, not of the total population of America, but 1/3 of the people that actually vote that are just bat fucking shit crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're just fucking insane. They subscribe to this QAnon stuff, and they're like like Roseanne Barr followers and shit like that. They're just insane. What happened?
Well, I just I think that it's we only got 4 months. I mean, Phil goes, oh, we're so long way away. No. The funny part is you always have that October surprise. I think this year it's going to be pulled on him.
Let's hope.
I think there's something sitting in the wings that hasn't even yet exploded about him.
What else can bring him down, though?
Well, I don't. Here's what somebody said about Biden, and I agree. If I had the advice to give Biden, I'd give him exactly the same advice. Just stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Just stay out of the way. But let me get back to Josh. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You figure she's toast at this point?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, she might leave her seat after the election.
Oh, she will.
I mean, I think that she would wait until
January.
She might wait until January when the new president was sworn in, if that's what the case might be. I mean, I think she can hang on till then. I mean, even if she was, I hadn't heard that she was like, it was really advanced or terrible or anything. I'm not saying they would necessarily say that, but it didn't appear to be. So, I mean, I'm sure she can live for a few more months, hopefully, at least. Hopefully she lives a long time, but I'm just saying realistically. So, and I mean, there's not a particular, I think the term is up, and I don't think they come back anyway.
Yeah.
Until sometime in the middle of October, I believe, to even hear anymore. So there's no arguments to be heard right now. They're basically out of session. So she's kind of off right now anyway, to be free. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying there. Even if she were, or any of the justices were to have passed away, tonight, there's no reason to appoint a justice right now. There is a very important election in just a matter of about 120 days. The court is out of session. There is no reason they couldn't delay the next session by 2 months if they had to, with everything that's going on. And even if they didn't, the court's operated with 8 justices before. There would be no sense in that. I could see Ruth Bader Ginsburg possibly waiting until the election and then the swearing in, with the fear that they would try to make some sort of lame duck appointment or even a recess appointment, which wouldn't last. I mean, the lame duck appointment would, and jamming it through. Mm-hmm. She's probably skeptical of that, like a lot of people.
Josh, or who knows about liver cancer? How long do people live that have liver cancer and they're maybe in the stage that she's in?
Pancreatic.
I don't know. Why don't you call up Trump? He's the doctor.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, but you
Hillary.
don't want to say anything disparaging about Ruth.
Really? Oh, come on. What's held them back all of a sudden?
Yeah, well, what's
He's
holding?
going to have to replace her. You know.
That's true. Oh, God.
Yeah.
He probably got a replacement already. He probably has a whole map on his wall. We get rid of him, we hire him and slot him
He's
right
got
in.
a list. He's got a
Probably
list.
does.
And Pony, you're not on it.
Thank God. I don't want to be on it. I'd be fired already. I'd be
You're on the shit list.
2 weeks ago. True.
I noticed, Phil, that you have time while you're on here to tell Matt Crash that he should try to learn a new word.
Yes.
Matt Crash,
I think
when you
he's a
go
14-year-old.
on your first date after your face clears up, you should be so lucky to get a girlfriend instead of your hand.
Hey, you know, the kid's a 14-year-old punk with pimples sitting in his parents' basement telling me to shut up.
No, I happen to know Matt Crash.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good.
he's the head of a big corporation.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet he is. What is it? The Crisco Corporation?
Oh, boy. I give up.
I had enough of this little punk. You know, it's
Well,
time
he's
that
getting
got
to
his-
you, isn't he? Keep going, Matt.
no, he
Keep
doesn't
going,
get to
Matt.
me.
Oh, 1-800. Now he's writing 1-800. Shut up, Phil.
Well, that's because he's calling the the girl hotline. You know.
Yeah, he's cutting and pasting, I'm sure, because you can't.
Well,
write
you
that
know,
fast.
when the pimples clear up, we'll be able to see what he looks like.
Hey, he says, Phil Meyer, I occupy so much space in your head. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, my friend Paul has given him a run for his money too.
Paul?
Yeah, Paul Jung.
Where? I don't see Paul here.
Way up at the beginning.
Oh, way up at the beginning? Wait a minute. I usually never look at this thing as it's going along.
Yeah, well, you know, I got tired of this kid just saying his stuff. It's time that he got called out for what he really is, which is a 14-year-old whacking off in his parents'
Oh, your
basement.
friend Paul Jung? He's really good at comebacks. Shut up, Matt.
Well, that's fair.
Boy, that's really a
What,
good comeback.
you'd
Boy,
rather him
he-
say that the kid's masturbating in his parents' basement?
He's really defending you, Phil. Shut up, Matt.
Hey, that's more than the rest of them.
I think if Droopy Dog were to say, it'd be shut up, Matt. Yeah.
Here's the Giants and the A's right now.
Yeah. But
Is that a virtual game?
The inter squad game.
Yeah, but you see, we can't show that because any description of the baseball game is strictly prohibited.
Just don't describe.
Huh?
If Justice Ginsburg
There's
is
baseball on my phone.
Is that on cable? Is that game on right
No,
now?
it's on Facebook.
Come on,
San
Matt.
Francisco Giants are live right now with Dignity Health inter squad baseball.
Wow, I'm gonna ride my
By the way,
That wasn't until next week.
Where's Howard from Hawaii
it's on right
this
now.
week? Howard?
They had it yesterday too.
Howard,
Go
where are
ahead.
you?
Vacation.
We wonder where Howard's
Beat the
is
Giants.
this week. And I think, am I right? Am I wrong? But well, forget it. I'm
I
trying
got
to.
breaking news.
What?
There was a tweet from Donald Trump. He says, I'm the ultimate member of the Book of the Month Club. First, I have low-life dummy John Bolton, a warmongering fool, violating the law, release massive amounts of classified information, and an DA in order to build badly needed credibility to make a few dollars, which, and I guess that's the end of his tweet. Oh, show this thread. You can see more.
I bet he doesn't read.
Yeah, well.
Someone told him.
Yeah.
The
So, anyway, breaking news. It comes across my thing. It says, Twitter news.
Do you follow Trump on your Twitter?
Yeah, that's one of the few that I do.
Phil, you're not a little worried he's going to lose?
Be nice if he followed me.
You gonna play something, John? You never play anything.
I just bought it. I can't play it. I just bought it.
Is that an 8-string?
No, it's a mandolin.
I know, but how many strings does a mandolin have?
Well, it has 4 pairs of 2 each.
Oh, okay.
So it's 8. Yeah, that's 8.
Are you familiar with the banjo-lele?
With the what?
Banjo-lele?
Oh God.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy in England. What's his name now? I'm trying to remember his name now. Who used to play the banjolele and was really good at it.
Somebody in the chat room said John Lewis just died.
Really?
John Lewis, the congressman.
Yeah, well,
I think he died a while ago, didn't he?
About.
Didn't he die a while ago?
No,
months ago.
That was
the guy from Georgia.
He's bullshitting probably.
I don't know.
Let's see here.
Check it out.
That was Elijah Cummings.
Yeah,
Elijah Cummings, the one that died.
Oh, okay. John Lewis. Yeah.
He's one of the freedom marchers.
Yeah.
Let me see here. John Lewis. John Lewis. Let me see here.
USA Today's reporting it.
Lewis.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yeah, Congressman John Lewis. Let's see
Stage
here.
4 pancreatic cancer.
Oh,
since
wow.
December.
And
Yeah.
Alex Trebek also has pancreatic cancer, but he's doing better. Isn't
He's doing very well.
Who?
Yeah. Alex Trebek.
Oh,
you know, I have someone very close to me who had pancreatic cancer. Still, I mean, technically has it.
Damn, that sucks.
You know, it's not the prognosis is never any good.
No.
Okay, you know, so what have you, you know.
Yeah.
My father.
Let me see here.
Start the one.
Well, Bree, I let Bree in, and then there's no Bree. Oh well.
Bree posted pictures of his new place. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Koi pond,
but
very nice place.
But I don't have a. He wanted to be admitted, and then I admitted him, and then he didn't show up.
He wanted to be committed, not admitted. No.
So Bree, try one more time if you want to.
Apparently, he has shitty internet where he moved.
Okay, did he move to a new place?
Yeah, just the other day.
Yeah, he was packing up last week.
Oh. Well, here. Well, wait a minute. No, that's not him. Oh well. Neva, what is this? Neva K? Who is this? Does anybody know who this is? River K. Wait a minute. Let me see.
Bree says that you're not checking the waiting room.
I checked the waiting room and I clicked him and he didn't come on. So just tell him next time I click him, come on. Who's
try again.
Who's Niva K? Did somebody just change your name to Niva K? Oh, that's Kevin. That's Kevin. Okay.
Did it last night too.
Kevin backwards. Yeah.
Oh.
Good job.
Very good. Very good.
I don't want him to find me.
Yeah.
Like John.
Oh yeah, the John Larkin
That's
conspiracy theory.
Kevin and Mirror.
Squiggly biscuit tonight.
Yeah.
I still want to see downstairs of John's place and see all those pictures with the strings going, the conspiracy theories.
Oh, me?
Yeah. You always have the wild conspiracy theories of things going on.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. Bree, if you're listening, just try it again. I admitted you and you didn't come ahead. You just
It's okay. 14 minutes.
Huh?
Oh, he's saying that it's only 14 minutes to the end of the show. So
well, he was calling it 16 minutes before the end of the show. So why should that be a problem?
Yeah, that's true.
You know. But anyway, so so we lose John Lewis. Oh well, you know. He was 80 years old. So am I. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make it to 80.
You'll make it to 80?
I hope I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here I am at 80, and I feel like crap. Here we go. Now here's Bree, and I admit him. Okay. And he's joining. It says. Yeah. And he's not hooking up. I've here he comes. Here he comes. I think. I'm trying to. Yeah, there's Brad Freeman.
Yeah.
I guess that's the name for Bree, right? And that would be a royal flush. Hello, Brad. Are you there? Bree? Bree? Oh, I don't have to deal with this.
Maybe he didn't have internet working right in his new place.
Well, his camera isn't on. Asked to start video. So I asked to start his video, and he didn't start his video. So, you know. But at least I got to put up the royal flush. So how much longer do we have of the Supreme Court, Josh, before it closes down for the for the summer?
I thought it already did.
Yeah, I think they're already out for the summer because they put their last rulings out.
Yeah.
One day last week, so that was it for that term.
Yeah.
They have a couple terms a year. I think they come back in October for the winter term. I'm pretty sure. I don't know the exact date or anything.
Josh, I remember the two rulings that came down that one went to Trump and one went against him. There were several other rulings that I think one with the Second Amendment. Do you know what the outcome of those things were? I didn't hear anything else about it.
I don't remember. I think.
Well, it was the gay and lesbian one. That one won, and the abortion one lost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was.
But that was two. I think there were more rulings than that. I think there was about five.
By the way, there's Bree, but we're not getting a great signal from him.
He's got to turn it sideways.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, he's in. It looks like he's in a restaurant.
Mall.
A mall.
Yeah. Are you using that Russian phone again?
No. Samsung.
Boy, you're breaking up and all of that.
All right. Well, sorry about that. I'll just mute myself here.
Oh, okay. Just have your picture there. So
I mean, yeah, I don't think it was a particularly
royal flush,
joyous term for the Republican Party, I suppose. You know, as far as the court went, I think they were pretty disappointed at multiple fronts. But you know, I mean, look, if there are people out there that are uncomfortable with voting for Biden for whatever reason still, you know, the Bernie supporters or the Elizabeth Warrens or whatever, I mean, I'm not going to try to talk them out of it. I guess I would just say then don't think about you're voting for Biden. Think about you're voting for the next justice of the Supreme Court. You know? Yeah. But why don't you just look at it that way? And so you know, you could have Trump win and you could get nothing, or you could have Biden be victorious and you can only get one thing that you're happy with. Yeah, one is better than none. So,
well, that's an important one.
I mean, yeah, right, exactly. So
I hated.
Right.
I hated.
Just think of it that way, I guess.
Yeah, I hated those people who voted for the Green Party candidate because they didn't want to vote for Hillary. Well, thank you, you assholes.
Yeah, I know. They did that with Ralph Nader too. That gave it to Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey, you know,
I helped give it to Clinton because I voted for Perot.
Well, I mean, I've been, you know, on this before. Yeah. I mean, I would never say that a person cannot vote for who they want if they're truly not comfortable with either candidate, and there's this third-party person that they think. I mean, that's fine, because if we always say, no, it's got to be this one or this one, you know, if enough people start to feel the third party is popular, that's how it would become popular and win.
Very rarely.
So that's fine.
Yeah, very rare. Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, it's going to lead to, you know, an end result that they're not going to like either. So that's what I was saying was try to look at it a different way, I guess, you know.
I wonder how many of those 138,000 people that died voted, you know, third party.
Sure, a lot. So, I mean, just try to look at it as, you know, you're voting for the next justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. Because Justice Ginsburg is almost certainly gone in the next presidential term, whether it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or, you know, Joe fucking Blow from wherever is president. It doesn't matter. I mean, if she lives that long, that's fine.
You know,
but, I mean, she's probably not going to serve.
Oh, I think it's horrible what's happened to her. And what's horrible about what is horrible that happened to her is I think that under normal conditions, if, let's say, Hillary had won, she would have quit by now. and spent the rest of her life in some kind of peace and comfort. But instead, she's had to stay on the Supreme Court because she didn't want to see Trump have that kind of majority. You know, as much, Phil, as you would like to say, oh, good, we can get all those great conservatives on the Supreme Court, fact of the matter is that's not a healthy Supreme Court. A healthy Supreme Court is, yeah, it's going to go one way or the other. Maybe we're going to have one swing vote. That's a healthy Supreme Court, okay? It's not a healthy Supreme Court when you have nothing but conservatives on.
And the Democrats backing Biden don't want to stack the deck by adding more justices.
Phil, no, we don't. Okay, you can't prove otherwise. No, don't come up with those suppositions.
But
do not come up with those idiotic. Do not come up with those idiotic suppositions. The fact of the matter is that no, I don't know what we would do if suddenly we had a Democrat in office for years. I think you might find that a good Democrat, a good liberal, would put a conservative on the Supreme Court if he felt that he was going to make the balance too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I certainly can't be accused of that. I think I've been overtly, you know, nice to conservative justices over the years. And I will say that the only party that ever truly tried to rig the court was the Democratic Party with FDR. But my point of that being, historically, but his own party, and this would not happen today, but his own party said, no, over our dead body, it's not fucking happening. It's just not. And if you want to say horseshit, that's fine. But if Trump came out with a plan tomorrow and wanted to change it from 9 justices to 15, the Republican Party would say, well, yeah, this is a great fucking idea. Why? Let's just fucking get her done. I mean, if they had a super majority, it might already be done. So, I mean, you know, what party had some integrity and what party probably wouldn't? I mean,
gosh, wasn't it a different time? You know, when
that's
was
my
president,
point. It was a different time.
And also, you don't know. You can put Roberts is a good example of. You would have thought he was a slam dunk conservative on every issue, and he's not. He's actually a fairly good justice because he's voting like he observes the Constitution.
It's turning out that Bush appointees and Bush was a globalist, and he wasn't a
not a globalist. What if he was a globalist? He wouldn't be building a fucking wall.
Mean? Yeah.
What does that mean?
That
he heard it somewhere.
The elites want to give the power. They want all to rule the world, and therefore,
am I elite? Am I an elitist? Am I an elitist, Phil?
Well, once in a while you get a limousine, but you know, limousine liberal.
You know,
but,
all you're doing, you're just parroting stuff. You know, you have come back here with a good opinion when you've got your own mind.
Listen, they sent all these jobs to China. They destroyed our manufacturing, and what they were trying to do was
we destroyed our manufacturing, Phil, by not manufacturing good products. Okay.
We didn't manufacture good products as well, but you know, on the other hand, did the Chinese? No, they just manufactured cheap products.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Expensive.
No.
Well, it didn't start out that way, but that's the way it goes everywhere. It was Japan, and then it was China, and they keep moving it to places where they keep making other countries, they bring them up to a standard, and then they move on to somewhere else.
Yeah. They say that the Chinese by 2049 want to be the dominant power in the world.
It's going to happen.
And they want to rule the world.
The Chinese aren't
the way we're moving. That's what's going to happen.
Get used to it. The Chinese are
for a long time too.
The Chinese are not the evil ones. Canada is. Watch out for.
Did you? I heard a funny joke. I was on a conference call the other day, and it was one of our Canadian partners, and he said, you know what we feel like here in China? We feel like we're renting an apartment above a meth lab.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to go, everybody. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, John Larkin. Thank you very much, Nivek, Kevin. Tony, thank you. Thank you, Bree, even though you didn't say anything, but you've been eating. That's good. And Charlie Wallace, hey, thank you so much for joining us this week. Why don't all of you give a big wave goodbye, and I will give a big wave goodbye back at you, okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for this week. We're off for a couple of days until next Tuesday. In the meantime, you've got the next show coming on here, and you know who that is. That's our good friend Jack Bishop in The Intersection. He'll be forming a citizen panel, and you'll want to be part of it, won't you? Okay. Anyway, we'll see you on Tuesday. Yeah, at 10:30, same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, and stay safe and wear a mask. Okay? Bye.